Hi, Rory at Kobold Painting Studio here with another video painting guide. I have in front of me a couple of metal peri miniatures 28mm Napoleonic British in the Peninsular period, so up to about 1812 uniform. I've been asked by a client to paint some of his models to show off what the difference between what I call my standard high detail and display detail finishes on my website for when I do commission work. Starting with the standard and high detail, the initial part of the process for both these is similar. So what I'm going to do here is apply acrylics to the models for the base coats, and then see the different directions I go in at that point. I'm just going to show off the paints that I'm going to use. I don't know if there's much need to watch the whole process up until the difference between the finishes occurs. So red jackets, parts of the plumes, that's going to be Army Painter Pure Red. There's a water bottle on the back. I've got some Army Painter Crystal Blue for that. Army Painter Kobold Skin for the skin. Vallejo Game Colour Elfic Flesh. I'll use that for the bread bag. They have been primed white, and I'll use some Vallejo Model Colour Off White to tidy up any straps or the trousers. For the musket and hair, I've got some Vallejo Model Colour Flat Brown. For shako, boots, gaiters, pack and cartridge box, some Vallejo German Grey. The client has asked me to paint these as the 39th Dorsetshire, who had pea green facings. So I'm using Vallejo Russian uniform for the facings. The greatcoat roll will be done in Vallejo Neutral Grey. I've got some brass for shako plate and other details, and some some Army Painter plate mail metal for the steel of the musket. So I'll come back once the base colours are all applied. Okay, the base coats have been applied. You could of course base coat with perhaps contrast paints instead of standard acrylics. And I did a video a while back where I painted Peninsular War Brit, and I will try and remember to stick a link in the video now. But in order to sort of differentiate the two finishes now, the first thing I'm going to do on the standard detail model is a little dry brush of the black or dark grey, if we like, and the flesh with a bit of the Elfic flesh I used earlier. Just a very slight highlight, which is quicker to do than if I were to do a layered or edge highlighting approach, which we might get a look at with the high detail finish later. Just a wee bit on the water bottle too, perhaps on the wood. A slight catch on the sleeve. The next step is going to be some washes, and again there's going to be a difference in process here. An all over wash of Army Painter Strong Tone mixed with Quick Shade Medium will be applied to the standard detail finish model. So I'll do that, and then I'll take you through the different washes that I'm going to use on the high detail finish model. Okay, so the first cocktail of wash that I'm going to apply to the model is a bit of Army Painter Flesh Wash with a touch of Citadel Purple wash in it as well. Unsurprisingly, perhaps I'm going to do this on the skin. But I'm also going to use this on the red as well. And it can be quite good for brass. The next wash is some Army Painter Light Tone in a 1:1 ratio with quick shade mixing medium. Let's see, I'm applying this to the trousers. I will also use this on the little bread bag. The strong tone in the 1:1 dilution with the mixing medium that I used on the other model will get used here on the musket. And lastly, I have some Army Painter Dark Tone in a 1:1 dilution with quick shade mixing medium, and we'll use this on the boots, shako, the pack and greatcoat at the back. I will also use this over the jacket and the straps, and this is going to help to add a bit of black lining effect, really define those straps. Now then, our washes have dried. Immediately you can see how the different tones that have been used on the model affect the final look. The all-over strong tone wash is a good jack of all trades. It's added decent shading to every colour that's there. But the mixture of colours used in the shading process on the high detail model have left a much warmer looking white for the trousers. The skin is much sort of ruddier and less dulled down, and there's a bit of purplish hue to the jacket, which is a more interesting and better colour match shade than just the brown of the strong tone. There's a little bit of tidying up that I would do on the standard finish model. A couple of places where the stain of the wash is unwanted. Picking out a little bit of highlighting with the off-white. And when I say a little, I really just mean the highest spots. Let's remove that overspill there. Just get a bit of the Kobold flesh out. Kobold skin, I should say. And just restore a bit of the warm colour to the skin. And I'd be quite happy to leave the standard detail model at that, and in amongst a big battalion of 24 or more, it's going to blend in just fine, and the overall effect is what we're going for. Mr. High Detail though, yeah, going to break open some new paints and add some highlights. First highlight on the trousers is going to be Elfic Flesh. And I'll also use this to lighten up the bread bag as well. Next highlight colour is some Vallejo model colour ivory. I'm also going to use that on the bread bag. Coming in with the Off-White now from Vallejo. And basically all the straps, all the lace, such as decorations on the jacket, lapels there, and also on the cuffs. And piping on the collar. And the very finest highlights on the trousers. Do them all with Off-White. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that the whites of the eyes have been done as well. We'll come back to the face in a bit. I've got some Vallejo model colour Scarlet for highlighting the red. Reapplying the Kobold skin, leaving the wash in the recesses of the face. And to the hands as well. Second highlight on the skin is with some Ari Painter Corpse Pale. And I'm going to use my 0.05mm pigment liner to do the eyes. Some highlights for the browns. This is Rat Brown from Coat d'Arms. It's a really negligible highlight of the collar with some Ari Painter Army Green. I help sell the wood grain effect of the canteen with a bit of Army Painter Void Shield Blue. First highlight for the black is with some Vallejo Panzer Aces Dark Rubber. There's a few raised areas on the shako that we can bring out with this. And the edges of the pack. A bit of horizontal work to bring out the slight ruffled appearance. reapplying the neutral grey as a highlight on the greatcoat, and that will also be the second highlight colour for the black. So finer lines where I've already established the first layer of highlights. Some Vallejo gold provides the highlight for the brass. Some game colour silver highlights this steel. And here is a look at the two models now varnished. Give me a second to check out the back of them as well. Perhaps on the pack you can see where extra time has been given to some of the less than smooth surfaces sculpted into it that can be picked out with the thin lines of grey, and round the shako as well. It's probably the starkest difference from the back that you'll see between the standard detail and the high detail. For me, on the high detail model, the attention's drawn to the face, I think. Extra time taken on the eyes and with the highlighting there really brings the model to life. So I hope that's been a useful look at taking a model that's ready for the tabletop and spending a bit more time to elevate it to a higher level. That could be suitable perhaps for the front rank of your units. And next time I will take another British Centre Company model and we'll paint that to a higher level again, my so-called display level, which perhaps be more suited to commander models, but it's a good test to do it on the rank and file and really can show off the difference in process. See you next time. Bye bye.